Today I am at Pantano de Guadalest, or Guadalest Reservoir, checking out what the water level's like and being surprised by the fact that the skies are not completely clear blue. Instead we've got a little bit of low cloud. What's that going to mean? I have no idea. You'll have to stick around to see. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do and you're not already a subscriber, then please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much, I appreciate that. Let's get on with it, shall we? Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Today I've come out to, it's another reservoir actually, about an hour's drive from home. Drove up here, parked up, and I'm just having a walk around. Now, it was supposed to be clear blue skies today, and I decided to come to this reservoir because, like a lot of the reservoirs around here, the water level's quite a lot higher than it has been for a while, or it should be. So I thought I'd come and check it out. Now, as it turns out, the skies aren't completely blue. What we're seeing is some quite low cloud. Now, that could be good, because it might mean we've got some additional interest, or it could be bad, because it might block the light. It is, let me just double check. It is about 2 hours before sunset, and my thoughts here that I was going to be shooting well before sunset because I was thinking of having light on the scene, and once we get to, well, quite close to sunset, that's not going to be there because it's in a valley. But we'll have to see what happens with the light, with the clouds, and see what we can find to shoot. Okay, I confess I am kind of struggling a little bit. There's some of the places that I have previously scouted out here are either inaccessible or completely underwater. I've just walked past the scene here and I almost walked on. We've kind of got this little area down here with some actually quite nice light and reflections on. A little bit of rock sticking out. It's just a little bit cluttered. I'm going to just log it in the memory banks, because it might work if I can't find anything else. But at the moment I just can't work out how I would simplify the scene enough for it to work. Okay, there is a composition kind of down that way that might work. There's a little bit of land sticking out with some quite nice pine trees on, and then behind that we've got what is basically the edge of the reservoir and the side of the Sierra Seraya mountains. But again, I've got stuff kind of getting in the way, making it hard for me to see how the composition will work. Okay, I'm struggling here, but I have got a shot that I think might be okay. Now, I can't actually get my tripod set up far enough across to be able to shoot off the tripod, so I'm going to shoot handheld. And what I've got is some reeds sticking up in the foreground, some water, then the little bit of land sticking out with some trees with just light on the top, and then in the background we've got the hills, some clouds sitting over the top and a bit of blue sky. And I suspect this is going to be cropped 8 by 10, I would imagine. But I'm going to shoot handheld because I said though I'd have to be over here to actually get the composition. There's no way I can get the tripod in there. So I'm turning the VR on. So I've just shot 3 exposures. I turned auto bracketing on to get one underexposed, or one exposed for the highlights, because the highlights in the clouds were blowing out. one exposed for the shadows, particularly on that bit of land sticking out there, and one exposed for the mid-tones. Okay, so I'm not sure how successful I've been. Not very. I've taken that one image, which I don't know. It might be okay. It might be kind of nice, but I don't really feel that it's been crafted in the way that I like my images to be. You know, I like to take my time. I like to position things carefully and really feel that the image has come together over a period of minutes or more. Whereas this one was kind of lean out, take a shot and hope for the best. But you never know, it might work. What I'm actually doing now, because I've kind of reached as far as I can go unless I want to go sort of loop right around the end of the reservoir, which I haven't got time to do. So I've actually turned around and I'm heading back and just keeping an eye on things, because you never know what you might see walking in a different direction and after the light's changed. It's really frustrating. There's some gorgeous light hitting the mountains out on the far side of the water there, but I just can't find a composition that's going to work for it. There's just stuff in the way all the way along, blocking a decent view. Just wondering about this down here, these trees that are kind of hanging out, whether there's a composition there. The problem with them is, ideally, I don't want the trees to extend above the shoreline on the far side. And I don't think there's any way I can do that. And there's also some houses out on the far side as well, which kind of ruins the scene for me. Nope, don't think that's going to work. Frustrating. I've just seen a composition that might work if I can get the right vantage point. So I'm going to see if I can do it. Okay, I've got quite a nice scene here. It would be better if I could find some nice foreground interest, but I can't. And I have to say, my view is that no foreground interest is better than the wrong foreground interest. The wrong foreground interest can actually destroy an image, in my opinion. So what I've got here, basically running across the middle of the frame from right to left, is the dam. We've got mountains up above with some really nice light on, and then some clouds which have also got some nice light and nice tones on, and that's all reflected in the foreground, in the water. I've gone for a symmetrical composition vertically, so the center line of the reflections is the center of the image, focusing on the dam, and I'm at, I don't know, 21 millimeters, something like that. So focusing on the dam, there's nothing close to the lens that needs to be sharp, so that's going to be a nice nice composition. Now unfortunately there's some people on bikes and somebody on a car pulled onto the dam, so I'm going to have to wait till they disappear, probably, because I think they'd be really difficult to clone out. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty nice. I think the light on the mountains will disappear fairly soon, but there's some lovely colours in there. It's looking really nice, actually. Persistence pays off. Okay, the people on the dam have gone, the car's gone, the bikes have gone. So I'm taking a shot now. No filters, because I don't need anything. It's balanced really nicely. And that looks pretty nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay guys, the light's gone off of the mountain now, and although the tones are still there in the sky, I'm not really feeling that there's anything more to be shot just here, so I'm going to move on. I was heading back to the car, just decided to walk out onto the dam just to see what I could see, and this is the view I've got. I don't know how well it's coming out on the video. There's bands of clouds sitting across the mountains there. Really tranquil scene. The water is pretty still, a few little ripples in it but not much. I don't think they're going to light up. I don't think we're going to get any post-sunset glow in there, but that doesn't matter. Even muted like this, it's got a real kind of gentle ethereal beauty. I've set a composition up using, there's these two little trees, or this little tree sticking out on the end here. Not two, it's only one. There's one in a reflection, that makes two. One little tree there, that's right on the left hand side of the frame, and then the centre line of the reflections runs right through the centre of the frame, up to the mountains up here. I've got the 50mm lens on, which is perfect for this. Okay, so that cloud is starting to break up now, starting to drift away. It's losing that mood and atmosphere that was so nice in there earlier. But I'm glad I stopped and got it. It's made for, hopefully, a nice final image, one that I really wasn't expecting. Today's video, I think, has been perhaps a little bit about the frustrations of landscape photography. I had a beautiful scene, I had some beautiful light, I just couldn't find a composition. There was things in the way, it just wasn't working. I took one shot, I think, out of desperation. I don't know if it worked or not. I'll have shown it to you whether it did or not. I've got one shot that I'm pretty sure worked shortly before sunset, down looking across at the dam. And then hopefully I got this bonus shot up here on the dam. And for me, that's a good afternoon, evening out. And now it's time to bring the evening to a close and head for home. I've got about an hour's drive home. So I'm going to pack up, get in the car and get gone. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video. If you've enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the like button, give it a thumbs up, sharing it on social media, and of course leave me a comment. I love to hear from you. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.